Welcome to the Bench Press podcast. Here to talk all things James Nash Sport are Legend, Fanboy, Coxie and Bird.
Hello and welcome to the first Bench Press interview of 2022. Kiani and myself are here with a rugby league superstar of the future in Trinity-Maree Jackson. How are you doing today, Trin?
Oh, I'm living the dream.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh sweet, we're done. Turn it off. How you doing, Kiani?
I'm good.
Yeah. Kiani was actually remarking how cool it was to be this close to
A celebrity.
a celebrity.
Yeah.
And Trin pretty much is that. She just keeps to herself.
Try to stay humble.
So that's beautiful. Trin is a rugby league superstar of the future. She is part of the Sunshine Coast Falcons under-19s women's program at the moment.
Yep.
And we are, 3 days away from her playing in the curtain raiser for the round 1 NRL season. Warriors versus St George Dragons.
Yep.
Cool. And we're going to talk to Trinity about what that experience is going to be like, her plans for the future, and how she got to where she is right now. So, Kiana, did you want to start us off with one of your questions?
Yeah. How do you feel going into your first match for this year, pretty much?
Well, we've had a couple of trial games so far, and those, as for the team, we've played really well together. We've got a really good group of girls this year. And I feel like this year I've made onto the starting number 9 this year rather than coming off the interchange. So I feel like during the off-season and the pre-season I've worked pretty hard, and I feel like we've gone pretty good so far.
So, you said you're in the starting side this year. Is this the same age group that you were playing in last year?
Yeah.
So you would have been, a 17-year-old?
Yeah, last year I was actually younger than the cut-off, but then they opened up the age group to 1 year younger because of numbers.
So you're basically as young as you could get and still made it into the squad,
Yeah.
albeit on the interchange. That must have felt good.
Yeah, I was pretty stoked with that.
And now, starting this year, you've had your trial games. This week's round 1 for you girls?
Round 2.
Round 2?
Yeah.
What was it like last week, and what's the excitement levels like heading into this week, knowing that you're the curtain raiser for the NRL?
We're all pretty stoked. Last week, round 1, we had a pretty good game. We won 26-0 against Wide Bay.
I'd say that's pretty good.
So we're all coming off a pretty good high, and last night of training, we're all in a pretty good mood. Just getting the work done. We're all pretty stoked to play curtain raiser at the stadium.
Yeah, getting the work done, Kiani.
I do that.
Who are you taking on this weekend?
We're playing the Ipswich Jets.
Ooh. What were they like last year?
They didn't. They weren't in the competition last year. This is their first year being in the under-19s comp.
Are you expecting anything? Has there been any scouting done on the opposition?
We have been told to go home and watch their round 1 game that they played last week. They lost against the Western Clydesdales. I think it was 38-4. So we've all been told to go home and watch that game and study
Have you?
their style. I actually have, because I didn't want to do schoolwork. So I've watched that game of footy today.
Was that from outside? That's right, we'll cut that out. What position do you play?
Dummy
We probably should have covered that at the start.
I play dummy half and second row when it's needed.
For non-rugby league fans, Trinity is the player who picks up the ball after a tackle and passes it off to her teammates, generally the halfback or 5'8". What would you say is the biggest strength of your game?
I feel like it's hard. I feel like my attack's pretty good. I feel like I've got pretty good vision that I've always kind of had. Like I used to play halfback and stuff when I was a bit younger.
So playing halfback, taking those skills into dummy half, from what I'm hearing is, in attack, you've got what's called high IQ, a high rugby league IQ, that helps steer the team around the park.
Yeah. It's been a little bit of a struggle working with the halves this year, because
they suck?
Well, I don't want to say that.
Okay.
No, just new halves pairing. It's always different learning how to work with your halves and stuff. But after these couple games we've been playing, we've gotten a lot better at that.
Cool. I'll bring Kiani in for a question. I'm going to have a breather.
How did you actually get into the Falcons? Like, how was that presented as an opportunity to you?
I was actually scouted when I was about 12. I had just finished playing for White Bay that year, and I was going to play back at the Gympie Devils until I was told by a committee member that girls don't want to play rugby league.
Oh.
So I then moved to the Noosa Pirates, where then a Falcons representative approached me and asked me to trial for the under-14s at that time. And then I just went to their training sessions, and they liked what they saw, and then the rest is history.
Oh, that confident, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Where do you hope this all takes you in the future? Within rugby league, of course.
Well, I mean, obviously I'd love to play NRLW, even State of Origin at some point. And I feel like with the opportunities they've given us, it's a real, like there's a
in
real
your
chance
sights.
there. Yeah.
Do you have a specific club that you follow in the NRL that you'd hope, or they may already be in the NRLW, that you'd love to play for one day?
I'd love to play for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I guess that one.
As sad as it is, I've always been a Doggies supporter, and I'd love to see them introduce the team.
Any reason?
I was born the year they won the premiership back in 2004, and my dad supports them, and my dad's my biggest fan, and I've always just done what he does, and so I just went for the Doggies.
That's a good enough answer. I was going to say it had to be a little while ago. The 04 is not too bad. Next
No, we
one.
actually, yeah. Me again?
Okay,
Okay.
go for it. You're doing a good job.
Oh, any advice for anyone trying to get to the same level as you or make it into the Falcons and stuff like that? Training tips, anything?
Look, the easiest thing to say is just hard work. Doesn't matter who you know or anything, because at the end of the day, your hard work will prevail. Like, I've had days where I've had to go down the coast at 5 in the morning, come to school, train at nights. It's all just hard work, and the hours you put in eventually pay off.
That's like a very mature answer for someone of your age. Is there a player that you looked up to growing up in either the men's or the women's game? And is there someone currently that you want to, you say model your game on, or model how they go about things?
Well, I used to really look up to Sarah Walker. She was the Queensland State of Origin dummy half when the women's game wasn't as popular, and I met her one day because she plays in the Sunny Coast Club league, like for league. She played for the Beerwar Bulldogs, and so I met her, and I've always kind of idolised her. But now, obviously, people like Ali Brigginshaw, Millie Boyle, you know.
Millie Boyle has been on fire the last
Yeah,
6 seconds. Set 2 women rugby league records in 2 weeks, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm interested to learn about your childhood. So was rugby league always the sport for Trinity, and when did it become so? Was there other interests growing up?
I didn't really have any other interests. I always went to my older brother Curtis's footy games when he first signed up, because I was too young to play, and I was that annoying kid that kept running up and down the sideline following the play that was happening, and then I was old enough for Dad to sign me up. And I loved my first game. I was terrible at it, I'm sure, but I just had such a good time. It was only when I turned 11, 12, started going to Gympie District trials and White Bay trials that I decided that I wanted to pursue it.
It could actually end up being a career.
Yeah.
Do you have, so if we move away from rugby league for a touch, are there other interests in Trinity's world? And if you do, say, get to the NRLW, is there further studies on the cards that you might want to balance with that as well?
Yeah, I'd love to study exercise physiology and also get all my certs in sport and fitness. Sport's just always been part of my life, and I'd love to just continue a career in that in any shape, way or form, really.
Do you have any further questions here, Kiara?
Not really.
I want to take back all the way to the start of the interview. So this weekend, round 1, NRL. You guys are the curtain raiser. It's an afternoon game, and afternoon footy always brings a decent crowd if the weather stays away.
Yeah.
Any players you're keen on meeting? What are you hoping to get out of the experience? Have you done anything like this in the past where you've been playing at the same ground either before or after elite athletes?
I've never really played before this big of a game. There's been a couple curtain raisers for like Intra Super Cup, Host Plus Cup, but nothing this on this big of a scale. So we're all pretty keen for that. I'm pretty keen to see Sean Johnson, obviously one of the OGs of the game, but also I'm pretty excited to see their whole like setup and the things that they do for their game prep as well. See how different, how similar, just everything is in their whole game prep.
I'll be at the game. I can't wait to actually watch you play live for the first time because we've been trying to scout Trin to play for our girls' union side since she's been in grade 9 maybe.
Yeah.
And she's, let's say, politely declined every invitation because she does have one focus on rugby league, and that is her true love. And if you're a true rugby league fan, I guess union's that other sport that you never really touch on. I'm done. Good luck on everything in the future. Hope it all works out for you. Really do. You're a talented kid, and like you said, you work hard. I see that. And yeah, I've got nothing else to say but congratulations what you've done so far in your career.
Yeah, boys' nickname Fanboy, I reckon, will be on very high scales this weekend when I watches you play. I do believe that very strongly.
You may hear me from the crowd. We'll just say that.
I'll be disappointed if I don't.
We'll finish it there. Thanks, Trin.